We're tremendously excited to have the PLUMERI indoor baseball practice facility become a big part of what we're doing here with Tri Baseball. It's a transformative gift for us. We haven't had anything that even can closely approximate the things we'll be able to do there from a practice standpoint, from a scheduling standpoint, with our efficiency of getting our players down there and getting our work in, especially in inclement weather. So hopefully it'll leave us as prepared for a season as we can be. From a recruiting standpoint, I think it's terrific. It shows a great commitment to Tri Baseball. It really is a positive finishing touch to PLUMERI Park with how it kind of complements the field. And as it's developed, we've gotten more and more excited as you've seen it come from from a foundation to the walls going up to now it's a great looking building, and its functionality will be huge for us. And we couldn't be more appreciative and excited to have that be a part of what we're doing. Our catching situation this year is a little bit different, obviously. For the past 3 years, we had Ryan Hissey, who held down that spot and did a great job for us, obviously developed into a 14th round draft pick and a guy who's had a great start to his professional career. But this year we have 3 guys who could see time behind the plate for us. Obviously the most experienced is Charlie Gould, who was primarily our first baseman last year, and he could certainly stay at first, or he gives us the opportunity to go behind the plate and help us out there. And our other 2 guys are both first-year guys. We have Hunter Smith and Matt Keene. Those guys have a great opportunity ahead of them. They have a chance to get on the field early in their career. They have a chance to establish really strong roles for themselves on our team, and I think they're both very capable. They both have some toughness. They both work really hard, and I think they'll get better as we go. I like our infield depth. I really do. I think that could be one of the strengths of our team here in 2016. I think we have a chance to be really strong defensively, which I think helps you, in a number of ways. It makes your pitching staff more comfortable to attack the strike zone. It allows you to, turn balls in play and outs with a ton of consistency. And I think our infield group could be really strong. We returned 3/4 of it from last year's team. Obviously, Charlie, we spoke about his ability to possibly catch, but he played 50 some odd games at first base and has the ability to play there. We returned Cullen Large at second base, who had a really strong freshman year for us, and hopefully can make that transition to become even better and more impactful here in his sophomore season. We returned Tim Hohen, who's been a 2-year starter for us. He's coming off a late season injury last year, so hopefully he'll be back and ready to go by the start of the spring. And we have a number of guys that can help us out in different ways. We have Kyle Wright, who's in his first spring with us, who could be an impactful defender at shortstop for us, could really hold down that position very well. And then some guys that have been around. We've got Ryder McConey, who's can play a number of different positions. A good left-handed bat that we could use in a number of ways. We've got some young guys, Zach Pearson, Nick Butts, Jason Waldman, a bunch of guys who could do a lot of different things in the infield and help us out, provide that that depth you need and make that a strength for us. Our outfielders, we have several guys back from last year. We have Josh Smith back in center field, who's been around in the program now for a number of years. Has experienced a good deal of success with us. Had a great summer in the Valley League, had a terrific fall for us, and I think he'll be our center fielder, and hopefully he can have the type of senior year that we all hope he has. Ryan Hall returns for us in left field. He was our everyday left fielder last year. He's a talented guy, and the expectation for somebody like him is that you get better here in year 2, and he can be an impactful player for us. Our primary right fielder to start the season will likely be Charles Amir. He's a junior college transfer who's in his first spring with us. Really talented player, could help us in a number of ways. So those would be our primary guys right now. We have a lot of other guys that can contribute in various spots throughout the outfield or factor into the DH mix. Some guys that have some returning experience, whether it's Porter Reinhardt or Matt Tilley or Luca Farina or Craig McLean, and some young players as well that could help us out there in a variety of ways. If you look at our senior class, we have 3 seniors that have pitched fairly significantly for us. We have Joe Gawette, Mitch Aker, and Andrew White, who have factored into our staff in a variety of ways, and obviously they're our most veteran component. We have Nick Brown back, who was one of the better pitchers in the CAA last year, somebody who's been through a year in the starting rotation, which is really valuable. We got guys like Dan Powers, who had a really strong fall, could be a rotation type candidate for us. Guys like Robert White and Michael Toner, guys that look to have improved greatly since their freshman years and had nice falls. And we have a lot of newcomers, guys like Bodie Sheehan and Nick Butts and some of those guys that could really impact us in a number of ways. I like our pitching depth, so we're excited about the pieces out there, and we'll need them all over the course of a long season. When we bring players into our program, we try to recruit them here to William & Mary. One of the things that we promise them is we'll allow them to play the best schedule possible. And I think any competitive person wants to test themselves against the best, and I think this year's schedule is a really good example of that. We're really excited about it. I mean, you get some of the marquee names in all of college baseball are on this schedule. You obviously have University of Virginia, who's defending national champions. You have North Carolina, Virginia Tech, Oregon State. You go out to San Diego for a series out there, a non-conference series with West Virginia, out of the Big 12. So it's a really competitive non-conference slate. In addition to some of our midweek stuff, where we have some of the better teams in the area here. So it's a great schedule. It's something that's gonna test our guys. It's gonna give us an opportunity to find out exactly how good we are, and I think that's a big part of what we try to provide for our players here, and give them the opportunity to play against the best in some great venues. We're all very excited about it. Yeah, the CAA, it's always a tough road. All your weekend series are against quality clubs, and we had 2 teams last year that finished the season, I believe, in the top 25, and made regional play in College of Charleston and UNC Wilmington. I would imagine by most people's projections, those guys would be picked to be back up to top, and then you have a really competitive middle class, with guys like Northeastern and Delaware and Elon and JMU, Hofstra, Towson. Those guys are all really competitive, and it's every year's different for us and for everybody else. So the best thing about baseball is it's a really even playing field where you play everybody 3 times, and by the end of that season you have a pretty good idea of where everybody should fit and exactly who is the better team. One of our big goals for this year is to be a better team at the end of this season than we are at the beginning of it. And I think it's an exciting roster. I think we're really excited about this group. I think we've really enjoyed working with them so far, and we're excited to see how good we can become. It's a real challenging schedule. I don't think we're going to go undefeated, but it's it's the type of thing where we're going to need to withstand some adversity and hopefully come out better at the end of it. And we're excited to kind of go through it with these guys and see how good we can get.